It's so easy to waste hard-earned points on a European economy flight when you could fly business class with some of the world's best airlines instead. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to redeem for real value, where to click on BA's website, how to unlock One World partners like Iberia and Qatar, and when to move your avios to them for cheaper prices, how Virgin points let you fly with a whole host of different premium airlines, and where it makes sense to use your points to upgrade on airlines such as Emirates and Singapore Airlines. First things first, and something that's really important to understand, not all points are created equally. So here is a quick map so that you don't get lost along the way. You have Amex membership reward points that are extremely flexible and can be used with a number of different airlines, and you store them in your Amex account until you're ready to spend them. This is great if you want more options. Then there's avios that are earned from the British Airways American Express cards and the Barclay card Avios rewards cards. These go directly into your executive club account but can be transferred to airlines such as Iberia, Qatar, and also can be used for One World partners. Virgin points, which are of course earned through Virgin's reward system and can be used with a whole host of SkyTeam airlines, as Virgin is now a member as of 2023, and there's a number of partner deals to be earned that I'll talk about a bit later. And then HSBC points that are earned through the HSBC World Elite MasterCard and other MasterCards, and these again can be held in your HSBC account and can be transferred to a number of different airline partners when you're ready to use them. Let's start with how to redeem with BA and all its One World partners so that you can fly with American Airlines, JAL, Cathay Pacific, Qatar, whatever you prefer, and get some amazing redemption rates with your points. When you go onto the British Airways website and select Book with Avios, because that's the only way that you should be spending your points, Book with Avios, the departure airport that you set determines which airline you'll be flying with. So obviously if you use London Heathrow or London Gatwick as a departure point, you're going to get British Airways most of the time, unless maybe you get American Airlines or something like that. However, if you were to set your departure point as a US airport, for example, or if you set your departure point as Madrid, you would get Iberia, and a US departure point you would get American Airlines, because those are the One World partners. This also means that you then get their redemption rates as well. So with Iberia you would see significantly lower prices, and with American Airlines you would probably see slightly higher prices because it is a more expensive airline generally speaking. You can try other One World hubs like Doha for Qatar Airways. There's a whole list of One World partners that this is applicable to, and if there is availability, then you will be able to select the flights and pay for them through the British Airways website. However, there are some exceptions to this, and often some of these airlines like Iberia, for example, or Qatar have more availability on their direct websites. So you can transfer your points to Iberia if you create an Iberia Plus account, or transfer them to Qatar if you create a Qatar Privilege Club account, and you will be able to see more redemptions. And particularly in the case of Qatar, you will be more likely to see Q Suite availability. Q Suites, of course, being the #1 business class in the world at this moment in time. There are a whole host of reasons why this is valuable, but as I already mentioned, the lower redemption rate on a lot of the airlines is a big factor, and of course widening the network of places that you can fly to. Now let's look at Virgin. Obviously Virgin points you can earn through membership reward points with American Express, but you can also earn directly with Virgin using one of their 2 rewards credit cards that they have available. Now, it might seem like there's not much value in just having all of your points pooled in Virgin. However, as of 2023, they are part of the SkyTeam Airline Alliance, which means that there are a number of global partners all around the world that you can also book with direct through Virgin. For example, Garuda Indonesia, KLM, ANA, Korean Airlines, ANA of course having one of the best business class and first class products in the skies, all using your Virgin points. On top of the access to this great roster of additional premium airlines, there is also the fact that Virgin have, in a lot of cases, a lot lower redemption rates than British Airways and their partners. So if there is enough availability, you can fly as far as New York, for example, with 6,000 Virgin points, and you can fly premium economy for 10,500 and business class for just a silly amount. However, this of course depends on availability, and if the availability is low, then the number of points that is required to do these journeys becomes astronomical and infeasible. The taxes and surcharges with Virgin are often way cheaper than with British Airways as well. So there are a number of reasons why you might want to hold back on converting, for example, membership reward points from American Express or HSBC points from HSBC before deciding which airline to put them into. and it is advisable to wait until the point that you're ready to book before transferring the points so that you know that the flight is available and so that you know that you're getting a good rate. Another extremely lucrative way to utilize points is to use the points to upgrade. This is something that a lot of people often don't know about, or if they do know about, do not take full advantage of. There are so many ways to use points to upgrade the seat that you already have if you've purchased through cash, or if you've purchased through points as well. You can do it at the airport, at the check-in desk, for example. Emirates is very well known for at the desk points upgrades, with business class seats from London to Dubai being attained from economy for as little as 39,000 Emirates rewards points. As you can imagine, the number of points required for premium economy would be even less than this. There is just, of course, no guarantee that the seat will be available on the day of your travel, but you can also attempt to do so in advance by contacting the airline directly. This same methodology can be applied to British Airways, Singapore Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, all based on availability and the conditions of carriage of your fare. But often it works out way more better value for money than if you'd spent the points initially in the first place. So when should you use Amex membership reward points versus HSBC points versus just sticking with Avios or Virgin? If you have Amex membership reward points, the key advantage here is the flexibility. So ideally, you want to hold off until you find the transfer program with the best availability, the best pricing, and even sometimes some bonuses on transferring from one type of points to another. This is of course particularly strong for airlines such as Emirates, Singapore Airlines, KLM, a whole host, as Amex's rewards network is extensive. A key thing to note is that you have to transfer these points before cancelling a card. So if you have a card with a number of points saved up and you're considering cancelling it, you need to know where those points are going to go beforehand, otherwise you will lose them. If you have HSBC points, the logic is very similar. They have a smaller, admittedly, list of partner airlines that you can transfer the points to, and it is advisable to hold off until the point that you're planning to book and then transfer the points over. That can be British Airways or Singapore Airlines, to name a few, but there are a whole list of airlines that they partner with. And if you mostly earn points through Avios, which is BA's Amex and Barclaycard, use British Airways when it's simplest, but of course use Iberia or Qatar when there are cost savings to be made, which is a lot of the time. Positioning flights, i.e. moving yourself to a hub such as Madrid or Helsinki to fly with airlines like Finnair and Iberia, can save you hundreds in fees and points if used at the right time. And if you're deep in Virgin Atlantic's points pool, there are so many airlines that you can take advantage of all around the world that are not available through any of the other schemes basically that I've just mentioned. So in reality here, there's three core things to respect. Number one, fees and surcharges. Airlines like American Airlines and British Airways often have higher fees, whereas airlines such as Iberia often have lower fees. Availability. Long-haul premium seats go fast. Think 355 days in advance of travel kind of fast. I have never seen a flight from London Heathrow to Tokyo that goes on a date that I would ever want to go, because people book a year in advance. So with airlines such as BA and its partners, it is often useful to be able to be flexible with dates or flexible with departure points to give yourself the best chance of redemption. And there are a number of tools out there for you to help you to find availability with the vast number of airlines. My personal favorite is SeatSpy. I use that all the time, but it is not a one-size-fits-all, and every person's use case is different. Comment down below with the best redemption you've ever received using any of these airlines. I would love to know. If you've learned even one thing today, please like this video so that YouTube knows we're really doing something here. And if you want more information like this, don't be afraid to subscribe. I'm going to be dropping videos like this every week, same day, maybe not same time. I'm Jordan, this is Miles Ahead, and I want to make sure that no one ever has to pay full price for a business class or first class ticket ever again.